Hey guys, so iOS 26 Developer Beta 2 has been out for several days now, and you guys have been asking, is it safe to update a primary device to iOS 26 Developer Beta 2? You guys have also been asking when we can expect the third beta and the first public beta. So in today's video, I wanted to address these questions for you guys. Is it safe to update, and when can we expect the first public beta alongside the third developer beta and the schedule moving forward? So let's go ahead and dive right into this video. So first things first, should you update, or is it okay to update to iOS 26 Developer Beta 2? And this is the question that I want to address first because I think this is the most important. Now keep in mind, this is a developer beta, so I wouldn't recommend anyone to actually update their primary device to a developer beta, although I know a lot of you guys out there are currently testing the second developer beta, even if you don't have a active developer account. I'm aware of that. So for those of you trying to venture or thinking about venturing into installing iOS 26 Developer Beta 2, is it okay to update? And again, I would say definitely not, for two reasons. Number one, let's take a look here at some of the benchmarks. So I did run a benchmark here on June 18th and on June 27th. So June 18th, that would be beta 1. June 27th, that would be beta 2, the current software right now. As you can see, beta 1 and beta 2, we see a drastic drop on the multi-core performance side of things. So the single core score is pretty much identical from beta 1 to beta 2, but the multi-core performance has dropped dramatically on the second beta. Now, that does not reflect directly within the software and how things operate. iOS 26 Developer Beta 2 is actually an improvement in terms of stability within the second beta. After the second beta was released, I have to say the performance of the beta feels a lot more stable. But in terms of the core performance, there is a slight decrease. And in terms of battery life, this is the main issue here. For those of you who are trying or thinking about updating to iOS 26 Developer Beta 2, I wouldn't recommend it. The battery life is still really bad. It's draining very quickly. And not only that, for the first time yesterday, I got my first iPhone needs to cool down warning when I was performing an intensive task on this device just to test the performance of the beta. So yeah, we still have a little bit of overheating depending on the task that you're performing. And of course, battery life is terrible. So I wouldn't recommend installing this beta on a primary device if you haven't just yet. Now let's talk about when can we expect the next third developer beta and the first public beta for iOS 26. Keep in mind that Apple has already confirmed at WWDC that the first public beta will be available in July. Now, every year we see basically the same pattern, the same schedule. So if history is any indication, this schedule moving forward will be as follows. So on June 9th, Developer Beta 1 was released. On June 23rd, Developer Beta 2 was released. Now, the third beta will most likely release on July 7th. We're currently on a 2 weeks release schedule as we're early into the beta testing. Now, here's where things actually start to change. And again, this is all based on previous beta releases, previous years for iOS 17 and iOS 18. So iOS 26 Developer Beta 3, again, will most likely happen on July 7th, that Monday right there. Now, the first public beta will most likely release on Monday, July the 14th. This is when the beta becomes a little more stable and Apple sends it out to public so that the public can actually test the first public beta. But what happens here is that Apple re-releases the third developer beta alongside it. So again, on July 7th, the Monday, July 7th, most likely Developer Beta 3. On July 14th, the following Monday, the first public beta alongside a re-release of the third developer beta so that the build numbers match, and moving forward, the betas match until the release, which is most likely going to be happening mid-September. Now, again, if history is any indication, I would expect iOS 26, the official final release to everyone, on Monday, September the 15th. That is the day that I believe Apple will be releasing iOS 26 officially to the public. So hopefully this clarifies everything moving forward in terms of should you update to the developer beta 2, when the third beta will be available, The public beta will be available again in July, and of course, the official release in September. My prediction, September the 15th. Let me know if you have any additional questions in those comments down below. Again, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.